YouTube, it's Brian Phillips. All new from RC Era. We have an Apache with some incredible details. This thing comes ready to fly or bind and fly. We got ours as a bind and fly. Brushless main rotor. I think this one's just a regular brushed motor, but it's coreless or whatever they call that. It does have 2 blades, which is pretty sweet. So, well, a total of 4. And as you can see, it's got the gun underneath, doesn't move, but that's where the battery is. And so this one is a little bit different in that it's got a standard Hextronics balance lead. Only problem with that, it doesn't have a regular discharge lead. So it's a little bit harder to charge, but we're gonna take off right now with it. We're gonna do something a little different. We don't often fly from the deck. We're gonna fly from the deck right now, and then we're gonna fly over the pond. We just gotta watch out for this guy, which will eventually be on top of our building. All right, so RC Air, if you don't already know, to bind all the way up, all the way down, and then it's bound. It will go from a flashing sequence to that, sticks down and out, and then you can either press up on the stick or you can press take off. Beautiful. Yes. By the way, when we were in Joe Knoll, even though they have a TFR, an Apache flew over while we were at the E-line. Oh my goodness, that looks so dang good. Oh, yes. So far, so good. It's flying pretty good. It's got a little bit of a drift to it, so I'm gonna see if it'll trim out. Man, that moves a lot left to right. I'm gonna see, yep, you can yacht without tons of movement. Woo! Thank you for watching out, camera crew. You did great there. But as you can see, guys, a little ambiguous on the control there. I think I got the wash on top of the deck and it started turbulating because over here, you see how much it moved when I just yachted around? I'm gonna show you that again. Watch this. Yaw. No other input, seems pretty good. When you let go, look at it shoot at us. Whoa. So jeez. I don't know like what the heck that's all about, but I'm just gonna show you that again and see if it's just in my head or maybe there's wind, I can't tell. Spin and then let go. See, it just kind of like flings out. So I don't know, maybe I'm too high for the LiDAR sensor.
That's what I was wondering.
Holy cow, that was close. By the way, speed 1, I'm gonna go to speed 3. In the sun, as you can see, just patrolling the skies over Brian Phillips RC, speed 3 this time. Oh, that looks so dang sick up against those clouds. I love it. I'm gonna lower down, see how fast it goes down. Very slow. How fast it goes up. Very slow, but still, that's speed 3 as well. Now that I've got this in speed 3, you can crank it around pretty quick. That's moving the collective and the cyclic all the way to the left or all the way to the right. I'm gonna shoot right over us. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh, dang, that looks so fantastic. One of the claims to fame RC Era has is just the fact that they make one beautiful bird. But I will tell you, in speed 3, this one actually does let you fly it a little bit, which is kind of cool. Sorry about that, camera crew. You want to come up here to the edge and trade?
Try the auto invert from up here.
Yeah, let's try auto invert. Ooh, man, that olive drab in the sun looks so dang gorgeous. And the yellow on the tail. Okay, so auto invert, speed 3, guys. Press up, then rotate. There it is. Now, all you need for this, then it flies just the same controls as you would if you were not upside down. But just remember, there is most definitely not going to be any sort of LiDAR or sensing, okay, for positioning, because the positioner is in the wrong orientation now. But look at this, guys. You know me, I can't do that crap. That is just nuts. What were you doing? Communicating? It's almost nuts because it almost flies better upside down. That is so bizarre. I'm gonna bring it down so you guys have a good backdrop of the grass. And then just to show you, this thing is just really easy to fly upside down. It's weirdly easy. And you know, it really doesn't take any skill. That's the weird part of these helicopters, that you really don't need to know what you're doing. Okay, now up and then back, that puts you in the correct orientation. You'll notice you lose about, 3 or 4 feet, and then it regains itself as it comes over. Remember, I'm in speed 3. Speed 3 seems to be a pretty good speed. Man, that thing is so fantastic looking. I like the speed 3 in this heli. It's a good speed. Now, I don't know how long it's gonna go, but I will tell you that the lights are gonna start flashing on the sides. And so on the engine nacelles for the turbines, that's where your LEDs are gonna start flashing. The tail light always flashes, okay? You see that? It's always flashing up there. And so you're gonna be able to see that all the time. Let's fly it over here. Go over the reeds here for a second. All the cattails. Man, we gotta cut all those cattails off. Dang. I gotta say, the RC Era has really outdone itself. I am curious if this thing's gonna flip upside down from a low level. Let's just try it. Up, there it goes. There it goes. So it stopped automatically. Basically, we ran out of steam on that. I don't know if it was dead or dying maybe, but I'm just gonna flip it over and we'll see if it's killed itself or if it's just basically stopped in the grass. I will not be surprised if this thing is okay.
It's nice that it actually stopped itself though.
Well, it did, but off, now back on. Down, up, down. Let's see what happens. Take off, there it goes. Oh, sweet. Now, I will tell you something. I noticed a hesitation in the prop when it started up. And so my guess is we might have got a little bit of grindage on the gear. But you know, that is actually not bad to control. It's actually a beautiful helicopter. It takes a lot of effort to put all the ordnance together for being a small helicopter. I was trying to give you a breeze, sorry. But man, oh man, does that look so good up against the blue sky?
It does.
It's got so much detail. Let's try a landing manually. So I'm in speed 3. I just want to do a very slow roll, okay? Oh, see, it just dropped. You see that? When it sees the ground, it's like, oh, no soup for you. I'm going to land. Well, that's no good. I'm going overhead. That is so good. I just wish we had a little bit more collective input so that when you got yourself into kind of a sticky position, you could get out of it a little quicker. Oh, there we go. It started flashing. So now would be the time where you wouldn't want to go over the water. But man, oh man, those clouds just make that thing look so fantastic. Now, I'll show you the one-touch landing here. Camera crew, you good? Mm-hmm. I'll just land on the trampoline again. So just coming in, actually, do you want to just let it die or do you want me to land? Let's show you can land, okay? Landing, it goes to a fast flash and I was helping to control it along. And then I'm gonna press stop. I really don't know why it didn't go all the way to the ground. But I can tell you that these helicopters have come a long way. It is so fantastic looking. It is fantastic operating. And I love the way it looks. It is gorgeous. It's got so many scale details. Yes, you have to add that, this, that, the divider, that, lots of little pieces. And if you're getting my drift, the unbox portion of this, which would normally be happy-go-lucky, is very annoyed Brian, because I did not want to put that on there myself. I wanted it to be done out of the box. But that is my only complaint on this heli. It is relatively easy to control. It's not as good as like the Bell 206 or some of the more basic shaped helicopters. I can tell you that the ordnance and the more complex tail definitely lead to some aerodynamic flaws. You can see it. I've also noticed that when we have big tail booms like this, these tailplanes will sometimes screw with us because it's like the flight controller can't quite keep up with it, okay? Now, that being said, it's not bad flying, and we've seen some pretty bad flying small helis, okay? So bad that we like really bash them. This one flies good. It has got to be one of the most delectable looking RC Eras. See the guys move? Yes, you can take those out if you don't like them. Yes, you can put the canopy on and off. Yes, it does have the downward facing sensors. I personally do not like them. I don't think they work that good. I could care less if they're in there or not in there. I don't need a LiDAR sensor to keep me in this position access. I just need the flight controller to do a good job of auto leveling. But I do have a little bit more skill than I did a few years ago when we started doing this channel, okay? In fact, a considerable more amount of skill. So at the end of the day, is this gonna be the ticket for you? I think it probably will be, okay? The other thing too is some people have complained about proprietary batteries. I'm gonna fold these now. I'm gonna show you this. This pops out. This is a pseudo proprietary battery because it is a bit of an unusual size, okay? 560 milliamp hour 2S with no JST output means that you have to build a special adapter in order to charge it should you decide to charge it on a more conventional standard dumb or smart charger, okay? If you decide to do that, just keep in mind, black to red. So you make a female, well, technically a male end, but it's got the plug that goes around this. And then you would make in parallel with black and red, a JST plug, an XT30, an XT60, whatever goes into your charger, an IC3 in my case, or an EC3. And then you're gonna make a regular, just like this, Hextronics lead. Then you can plug into the balance lead and you can plug into the discharge lead. You can charge this as usual. One of the issues you have when you charge these small batteries on those chargers is they will sometimes sense that they're full because the rate of charge is so slow that they kind of freak out. So they did provide a charger. That was one other issue we had with ours, and that is that the charger charged it to almost 4.4 volts per cell. That is not good. You do not want to charge lithium polymer batteries. This says it's a lithium ion, but this is not supposed to be charged to 4.4 volts per cell. We will show that also in the unbox, right?
Yes.
So if you get this with the provided charger, just keep track of it. Charge it the first time, see where it puts it out. I also used other brand chargers from other helicopters with similar vintage and 2S Hextronics balance lead plugs, and they undercharged it. So I was like, come on, it was like 4.1. And I'm like, that's not enough. I wanted it at 4.2. What's so hard to get to the right charge level? Well, I eventually went to another charger that got me real close to 4.2, and I used my XBC battery checker to verify that we were good. So just so you know, similar to what we had on the micro PH 2S leads, we used to have a special micro PH female to male with a balance lead plug that we could use to charge our little ultra micro batteries for ultra micro extreme or UMX planes for Horizon. This would be different in that this is actually a Hextronics lead. You would need the female and male, which is a little bit hard for the average Joe to come by because a lot of us have these ends, but not many of us have the receiver end of it, okay? So if you're looking to buy those, it's a little bit of a task when you get them because you got to get like a pack of 10 or a pack of 20 or something like that. And I do not like building them, by the way. So I would just buy them with the leads and just solder them together to be easy. All that being said, to build one singular adapter to charge one battery for one helicopter leads me full circle to people were complaining about not having a proprietary brand specific slide-in battery. This appears to be the other way of doing it, which is equally stupid. So just give us the slide-in batteries that work, make them cheap like you've done, and that's what I would prefer. Now, if you disagree with me, leave it in the comments so that we can have a dialogue about it. There's not a right or wrong way, it's just the my way and then whatever you think way. But I will suggest having a ton of helicopters. One of the things I like about the slotted slide-in style batteries is that A, you always get a new one every time you get a new helicopter. So you got at least one crack at success. And B, you can store one of them in there and you can usually turn them off. Now, if you can't turn them off, then you have to leave them deconnected, but still mechanically attached, and they don't always latch, and it can be a little bit frustrating because they'll be sitting on the counter and the battery will pop out or something like that. I like to be able to display my helicopters because this thing is absolutely phenomenal looking. I mean, it is so detailed and it is so well done. Notwithstanding some, I would say minor, like if the Bell 206 Pro and the Bell 206 Non-Pro, the bigger ones, in about the 1/48 scale, if they are a 9 out of 10 for this echelon of helicopter in terms of flight performance, I would call this more like a 7 or an 8 because of that weird drift toward me or drift away, but not giving us simultaneously enough collective to kind of get out of the way. Obviously, I do fly close to myself. They don't recommend doing that, but I don't have binocular eyes. This thing is not very big. So if you're human and you want to fly close where you can like see what's going on, you're going to be close. Just be careful. The collective, even on speed 3, does not move you up and down very fast. Okay, now compared to, alternatively, compared to the Huey in this same 1/48 scale is a very good offering. It is very aerodynamic capable, and I feel like it flies maybe just a hair better, just a hair, barely. So maybe that's a 7.5 out of 7, you know, a 7.5 instead of a 7. Forgive my arbitrary scale, but I just want to be able to articulate this relatively complex feeling. Because the Bell 206 to me is like the gold standard of cheap indoor flying and or outdoor flying helicopters that do all the things I want to do, provided I still want one more feature, and that is I want to be able to take it out of babysitting mode and put it in crash me mode. I want to be able to turn it into 3D. When are we gonna get that, guys? RC Era, give it to me. I wanna go fly this thing, and I wanna be able to turn on and off with the flip of an easily accessible switch so I can go in and fly it like I stole it. Because I feel like what's gonna happen is as people get better and better with these helis, they're gonna wanna do more and more. And that's notwithstanding a lot of your new pilots are gonna do just fine with these. Not to mention, talk about a talking piece you can put in your office. You know, if it doesn't have missiles and guns on it, why would I put it in my office as a talking piece, you know? This thing looks like a model, but it literally flies, and it flies pretty good. It's not like the best, but it's pretty dang good. 10 years ago, I would have said this is perfect, you know? But we've been so dang spoiled by all the competitive offerings that you can find on bprc.me or brianphillipsrc.com. Compare and contrast and tell me I'm wrong. Leave it in the comments, guys. If you want to buy one of these and support Brian Phillips RC, click the link in the video description below. Let RC Era know that we encouraged you to buy this, even though we still told the full truth, because this helicopter might not be right for you, but you might need to, I don't know. You might need it. You might need it. You might not. There was a duck. I was trying to watch this duck.
Oh.
He was crossing the way. He was landing. That's what I was looking at.
Oh.
I was hoping we get a shot of it because the ducks are very unscrupulous. They hide all the time.
Yeah.
And the geese just come in like, I'm here, get out of the way.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, RC Era is doing a great job. They're definitely doing a service to the RC industry because they're making some of really good quality and relatively inexpensive helicopters. These things are ultimately cheap, guys. Just think a few years ago, and I do compare and contrast in the Unbox, the Horizon, the E-Flight Blade offering for the Apache, and I put them side by side because I still have one, and it still technically works. I never fly it, but I'll tell you what, this thing looks almost, if not better in many ways. It just doesn't allow you to fly it like you want to crash it, okay? Give us that feature, and you will knock that straight off of the counter into the garbage can, except I'll never do that. So at the end of the day, is this the right helicopter for you? That depends on where you are in your skills, where you are in your expertise, and where you are in your desire to have awesome helicopters. I think you need one. Check out the links, video description below. You'll support Brian Phillips RC. If you don't want to buy one of these and you want to help support Brian Phillips, there's 4 other ways, and all the little RC things that we do here on Brian Phillips RC. You can click the bell when you're subscribing, be notified, and then watch. Smash the like button. It's easy, right? Costs you nothing. If you're spending money, but you don't want to spend that much, check out Brian Phillips RC, find the one you want, click the link on that one instead of this one. Remember, we don't care what you get so long as you're happy and you're flying, okay? And then thirdly, there's 4 ways. You can do Patreon for monthly subscription service, you know, to help support us on a monthly basis. Same thing with YouTube members. Or one-time donations through Super Thanks or Patreon if you don't want to be part of those groups. YouTube keeps 30%, Patreon keeps like 18. Unless you're overseas, then it's higher. But remember, on Patreon, we add no value. Period. That's the way we have to do it. Otherwise, there's VAT tax for anybody overseas, and it's just ridiculous. It's already ludicrous enough at 18%. So guys, we really appreciate you. We try to be transparent about the way we do this little business or whatever you want to call this that we do. But at the end of the day, we owe our allegiances to you and not necessarily to RC Air or Horizon or Spectrum or you know, FMS or whoever it happens to be that we work with at a given time. We love this industry. We do want them to succeed, but only when we all succeed together. If one of them is taking advantage of us, if one of us is delivering products that don't work well, we're gonna either work with them to fix it before we bring it to you, or we're gonna work with them to stop you from getting it, okay? Because at the end of the day, if it's junk, we don't want you to get it. And we don't know. I mean, if I had $1 for every time somebody said, I started with X, Y, or Z, failed miserably and quit, then we would be multimillionaires. Because at the end of the day, there are so many people that get the wrong thing started into this and they fail. And there's nobody there to hold their hand. There's nobody to help them up off the ground when they fail. We're gonna help you. Also, speaking of, this is definitely, do we even measure if it was sub 250?
We did not.
We did not. We'll pause and do that to close out. Okay, so sub 350, of course, or sub 250, we're gonna have to put in the battery too. So as you can see, it's 153 grams. So guys, our Sierra really did hit it out of the park. Number 1 complaint, too many steps to get this thing out of the box flying. It's gonna kill you when you get it because you're gonna wanna rip it up and just go, okay? You can technically do that. You don't have to adorn it with any of these details. You can put just wings on and stuff quick. But second complaint, the way we got ours is a bind and fly, we only got 1 battery. And I'm not crazy about this charging stop, okay? But those are pretty minor details. Not being able to go into 3D crash me mode like this Bell 407, for instance, from Flywing. I had to set that up, but I could set it up. I'm not even asking for out of the box on something like this, but I wanna be able to do it, okay? All right, that's all we got for you. Unbox next. Stay tuned, thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash the like button if you're done watching. YouTube, Brian Phillips. We're gonna open this box. Welcome to Brian Phillips RC. We unbox them, we build them, we set them up. We do the things you have to do to make them work. And we're here to help you do the same. So check out the links, video description below. You'll be able to buy one of these for your very own. And should come in a couple of different finish levels like we got, and then one that comes as ready to fly. I already know what this is because we've been talking about it. We've been on some tight deadlines lately. And not always do we know what we're opening, but this time I do. It's a shoebox. Just kidding.
Ordering more shoes.
Thank God you don't like shoes as much as I like airplanes.
Yeah, we would have
We'd be broke.
not as big of a problem. They don't take up as much room.
Well, I mean, what do we have here? Ordnance. Oh, good Lord.
Oh, that's a lot of ordnance.
That's a lot of ordnance. Oh, it's the Apache. Amazing. Okay, so guys, let's talk about this for a minute. This is an RC era Apache, okay? Apache obviously equals awesome. This is a 1/48 scale. Ask me how I know, because like I said, I knew this was coming and we're excited to be able to share it with you. Okay, we got the gun system here. That's so cool. That's gonna go on the battery, I assume. Not actually sure how the battery is gonna work. Let's pull this thing out. This is, ooh, what the heck? We have pilots in there. Okay, so there are a lot of scale details on this. 4-bladed, it's got the little antenna fixture up here, and then even a quad, okay. I can't not say it because we do a lot of helicopters on this channel, and one of my biggest gripes is right there. You're telling me on this RC era we can have a 4-bladed scale-looking heli, but tail rotor, but we can't on those bigger Flywings? Come on now. Don't be one-upped. Look at this thing. This is absolutely gorgeous, but I'm nervous it's broke. Let's see if it's broke. I can't tell what's going on. Oh, okay, so that comes out, and then there's pilots in there. Sweet.
They're like detailed pilots.
Yeah, but they're moving around a lot, and it makes me nervous. Oh, that comes out. Okay. But yeah, they're, whoa, do their heads move? No way. No, they don't. It looks like you could glue them in there. But then this pivots, which is sweet. The tracking system. Oh, there's the battery. Okay, so look, it's got a battery plug that's a 2S micro. Is this a micro pH? Nope, Hextronics. Okay, we got to start charging this. This is 560 milliamp hours, and it's 2S. This didn't come with the charger because it's not ready to fly. Oops, there is a charger in it. I apologize, guys. This does come with the charger, even in our package level, which is a bind and fly style. It comes with a screwdriver too, and then this is a regular balance charger that's going to plug in right here and then charge through a USB plug. So this is USB-A. So we're going to show you how that works, if it does work. Now, we do admittedly have many other ways of charging these things, but the truth is, at this point, sorry, I grabbed the wrong one. At this point, this is probably the quickest and easiest. So we're just gonna get that charging while we do the rest of the setup. This happens to be just like an old tablet charger. Why does it not line up? There it goes, okay. So there's a green and red light. Looks like the green light flashes while it's charging, and then the red light is just on to indicate power. So we're gonna plug that thing in and let it go for a little bit because we have to assemble all sorts of the missile rails and missile rocket pods and all that stuff. It's gonna be kind of a lot. I'm a little bit concerned about it because I wanna fly this thing outside. It would fly inside, but I don't know if that's gonna be the right thing to do with this one because I'm not sure. I mean, it's definitely small enough. It looks really good. This is, by the way, the RC era C170 Apache. And I do think it's sweet because these blades are just press fit in. They must have glued them, see?
Oh.
Yeah. And then there's a red beacon, a red light, and a green light. So they've got nav lights on it. Really detailed tail wheel, which is really cool, and tons of little rivets and stuff. It's like a model airplane as a kid, what I would have built. But it's a lot like a Snap-on kit. If you guys ever had Snap-on kits, they were really fun because, was it Snap-on? Is that what it was? I know Snap-on's a tool set, but that's not what I'm talking about.
I did not have stuff like that as a kid.
Oh, because you're a girl?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's just snap this down and see what happens. I got it. As soon as the camera crew paused, I didn't ask her to, she just paused, and then it snapped in. So I'm sorry. I just got lucky. But then this is still not snapped down. Man, the fitment is weak. I do not like the fitment. Oh, look, you can see them inside now. See that right there?
Yes.
That's actually the tab. So I wonder if, are we hitting anything? I mean, you can't see the back tabs, just the front tabs. But they're not snapping all the way in, and it's not hitting the pilots. The pilots are loose. So it's not like the pilots are causing the problem. It might be the cockpit area, but I do not want that to be lifted like that. You see this little gap? Mm-hmm. That gap is killing the scale look. So I gotta figure out why it's not snapping down. That being said, we're gonna keep going because I can't handle it anymore. There's just too many other things that need to get done, and I wanna see this thing fly. So obviously the ordnance is kind of up to you how much of it you do. It's probably gonna go together really quick. Sometimes these things do go together really quick and other times they don't. This just has a lot of parts. And our complaint sometimes with these manufacturers is that when they have a really detailed heli or airplane, they leave a lot of the assembly to us, the end user. And I'm like, I paid to have a built helicopter, I thought. Well, evidently not. There's some people that would be like, oh, it's an accessory. Some people won't add it. On an Apache, give me a break. Everybody's gonna add it.
Well, you don't have to put it on the heli, but put it in the box like that, assembled.
Yeah, like that should be assembled. If you wanna make it so that we can pull ordnance off, that's fine. But I still honestly think that this should be, I mean, I get not putting it on the heli maybe, because they're afraid it's fragile. I know, there's people that like this stuff though, so I guess I don't wanna speak out of turn. There are going to be people that really do like this, and I'm just not one of them. And I'm only annoyed because now I don't get to fly because it's going to get dark. So you see that? There's 2 holes in the top, which lead me to believe that you'd put a screw in, except I know you don't. Because how would you ever get in there to put a screw in? The answer is you would never. Oh, there it goes. I got it that time.
Okay.
Frankly, I can't tell you what I did wrong because I don't know. That looks pretty sweet for a small heli.
Yeah.
Let's try just to show people how it would not work well or work well. Back here's a hole. Oh man, this is gonna be tedious as hell. I wonder if I had forceps, if I could. See, this is the sort of stuff I'm talking about. Like you want this level of detail, stick it on at the factory. Well, that did go in. Look, there's a shaft for flares. There's another one right there. Except some of these are different. No, they're just, this one's different. See? See this one? It's got a bend on it. Hold that. This one's got a bend on it. Oh, holy crap. Is that on both sides? I just don't know which one this would be, hon.
Is that a...
Look, there's another set of holes. It's probably just a step for the inspection of the tail rotor. Okay, so...
Oh, goodness gracious.
That one's pretty hard to push in. Oh my goodness. I think I broke that one maybe. Yeah, I bent it going in. I guess I'm going to go with maybe that's right.
We're not going to do all this, are we?
I'm going to do all the ones I can find holes for. I mean, I want to stick it in the hole, obviously. Do you want to watch me?
It's kind of tedious.
To what? To stick it in the hole?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's worth it. To watch. Watching is easy. Okay, so we got to figure out why this has popped up. So, oh, dang it. I just had one of my missiles fall apart. That's why you don't get your ordnance from China. You get it from Russia, right? Is that where they get it?
Probably.
Where China gets it?
Yeah.
Actually, I have no idea where they get their ordnance. Oh, look, here's 2 more right there. Okay, let's see if we can get those ones in. So guys, if you've ever flown an Apache, let me know in the comments below. I want to hear your story. I want to hear about your service. Thanks for your service. Unless, of course, you stole the Apache and, you know, used it for bad acts against humanity.
Sure,
Then don't.
about that.
Thanks for your service if that's what you did. But if you were like a reputable military agent, then thanks for your service. Okay, we press that in. Oh, that one's narrower. Where's the narrower one? It's got to be this one. Yeah, I think it's this one. Good Lord.
How?
Can you imagine being like the guy at the factory? It's like, okay, now you go design all the handles. And he's like, what? Handles?
It makes my brain hurt.
Why?
Because it's so tedious.
This is actually not that tedious compared to, oh, crap. It didn't bend, it just spun. I gotta try it this way. This is why when you get crappy forceps, this little gap makes a difference, because then they want to walk. There are times in my life where, oh, for God's sake. There are times in my life where, oh, it broke. Look.
Okay.
China cheated again. Let's see if we can cram this bigger one in the hole. There's definitely a cool amount of detail. Yeah, that's just a different dimension altogether.
Well, there's, like, that one's narrower, isn't it?
Is it?
Seems like it to me.
Well, that's because it's an optical illusion. You have to be extreme anal retentive, and you're just anal retentive.
Oh, I've
Sorry.
been married to you for a really, really long time.
What does that have to do with being anal retentive?
Kind of rubs off on you after a while.
What?
Being really, really, really anal retentive.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say you are meaner now. You know me.
Thanks.
You're welcome. It's the truth hurts. Oh, where is it? Oh, dang it. There are no more holes. We must have got them all. No. So they do. Yeah, they don't. I don't see any more. The only thing I'm concerned about now is, that line cutter, which they do have line cutters on the gear. All right, guys, see on this paper, I just basically ripped off all the extra ones. And this is what I'm left with. So when you think you're done, give it a quick once over, and then you can discard that unless you want to use it for a model or something.
Save it for the rest of your life.
I used to keep all that stuff when I was doing models.
I'm sure you did.
Well, I did.
I know.
Because then you could cut the parts and use them for like missiles and ordnance and stuff. Like the things I'm complaining about installing right now.
Right. You made those yourself out of garbage.
Yes. So it's not garbage if it's a model. A model is not necessary for survival. Okay? Unless you're me.
Neither is.
Then it is. What are you looking around for?
All the things in our house are necessary for survival.
Yeah, they are. Well, the Apache might be. What if bad guys are coming? Then you want to be able to blow them up, don't you?
Yeah. Just throw a little plastic.
Don't you want to be able to shoot them?
At them?
Don't you want to be able to use the handles to do your pre-trip inspection? I think we should. Okay, guys, let's look at this. This is going to be, I do not know if this is going to be resolvable or not, but I am not willing to accept no for an answer because what the heck, I've already wasted this much time and blown my flight window. Earlier, when I snapped it first on the front, it snapped all the way down. Oh, you see what I didn't? Mm-hmm. What the heck did I do? It's perfect now.
Don't touch it.
So guys, okay, this is the type of reason that we do the Unbox Build Radio setup, is because when you have that frustrating of an experience, it like really puts a damper on the product. I hope you don't have so much trouble snapping yours on, but factory, just snap it on. Don't make the customer do that. That's ridiculous. If that came out of the box with all those little pieces, I get that you'd have to put some of that, on the customer, the little handles and stuff. But the canopy, if it's that difficult to snap on effectively and get it right, yeah, you should be doing it. We could unsnap it if we wanted. You could put in the diagram how to unsnap it if people wanted to replace the pilots or take the pilots out. But like, what's wrong with the pilots? Why would you want the pilots?
Why would you take them out?
There isn't anybody who's going to take the pilots out. They might want to paint the pilots different, I guess. I could see somebody maybe doing that. But that's a lot of bags for a helicopter that size. We just did this helicopter the other day, and the only things that were added were things we made for it. And we complained that they didn't add them. See, You just can't win, manufacturers. Yep. Brian's always going to find something wrong. So, all right, now that we've done that, we're going to probably go ahead and check the battery voltage and see what we've got going on there. Once the battery is fully charged or charged enough that we can fly, the video might switch around. So that's solid colored now. I don't think it was solid before.
No, it was flashing before.
So that must mean it's probably done. Okay, so it's a branded 2S pack. And no discharge lead, which I do not like that. What the heck?
4.3.
Jeez. Come on, guys. Listen, if you're going to send chargers with LiPos, you can't overcharge the LiPos with your charger. This is not a high volt pack. 7.7 volts my butt. This charger overcharged my battery. This is 7.6 volts at 1.3 amps. Incorrect. It went up quite a bit higher than that. You do not want LiPos to be charged more than 4.2. That's considered chemically unstable. So we are going to fly this, but then we'll know we got to figure something out. So yes, the charger works, but just keep an eye on it. By the way, LiPo safety tip, okay? Stack hundreds of them in your living room. I'm just kidding, don't do that. But charge where you are, be aware of what's going on, hear, see, smell, those things, unless you can't smell. Now, in our case, we don't have a transmitter because this came as a bind and fly, okay? So which type of transmitter do you need if you're gonna do this? Good question. I am not 100% sure. But historically, we like to start with the highest level that includes the 3D button. This also has landing, takeoff, one touch landing, one touch takeoff, 3 speeds, a stop button that you have to hold, which is annoying. That should be instantaneous. Spring loaded up and down for collective, left and right for yaw, lean forward, lean back, lean right, lean left. Of course, that's the cyclic control. Let's go ahead and plug this in. This does not seem like a 1/48th because I thought this one was an RC era 1/48th. Is this not?
I think it is.
Really? I guess that would be about right. I think the scale is maybe not exact.
Right.
It's almost like a 1/50th maybe, because I feel like that Huey is a little bit bigger. I think that Apache would actually be a bigger
Would be
helicopter.
bigger in real life? Okay.
I don't know that for a fact though. I'm not 100% sure. So at any rate, let's go ahead and plug it in. Yes, on these, you plug in the battery first, which is dumb, but it's the way it is.
But it isn't a proprietary battery.
Yeah, but it doesn't have a discharge lead, and then it's gonna be hard to load. So all the people that griped about that, stop griping about stuff like that, because now we've got a battery that's gonna be a pain to load. That wasn't too bad. And to be honest with you, like, it's proprietary in that now it's got weird leads since there's no discharge lead on it, you know?
Yeah.
We do have, by the way, we've had a lot of Volantics planes that have batteries in this size class, but that's 560 milliamp hours. All right, so pull your blades out like this. We have flashing lights involved. Turn on the transmitter, goes to fast flash, up, then down. And now we have collective or cyclic movement and collective movement. Pretty cool. Okay, so without further ado, we're gonna fly this, but we'll probably stop the video and we'll start it off with the flight so that people that have a short attention span will actually see what they wanna see. If you guys wanna support Brian Phillips RC, if we brought you any value in this video, we hope we did. Watching me struggle to put screws in has got to be a blast. But I must say, I love the fact that that flashes. It flashes, and then these are solid. Thank you, RC Era, for getting that right. And also thank you for putting the lights in a scale location. Just because it happens to be sitting here, we don't even have scale lights on here and here, or where they would be in real life. We have large lights and they're cool, but they're not exactly the way they would be in real life. So I think that we can all learn something from the way RC Era did this. I like the fact that we have lights in a semi-realistic sense, okay? Strobes and beacons and things like that are really cool on helis. So do that more. All right, guys. Ways to support us: smash the like button, click the bell for notifications when you do subscribe so you know about new content that comes out from Brian Phillips RC all the time. And just keep in mind that on bprc.me, you can find all the competitive offerings. This has been the most involved build from RC Era, and it is absolutely gorgeous now that it's all together. I love that there's dihedral on those wings. That is so cool. And they're big, and they have realistic looking ordnance. I don't love that I had to put it together. That was pretty annoying. And where we had to do it on other helicopters, they have always been much simpler, but not always screwless, okay? We just did a BO-105 down there on the floor next to the SR-71. That BO-105 was very good, and it's also quite a bit bigger than this, okay? Is this gonna flip over upside down? Probably not in here because you have to go to a certain height before it's gonna let you do it. So even if I could do it with the controller, we're not gonna do it inside. But just so you know how the process works, if you're on mode 2, you would press up on this. If you're mode 1, you would press up on that. That's why they have 2 controls. If it was just always mode 2, it'd be like that. You'd press up, wait for the beep, and then roll with the aileron or roll with the aileron. And that's assuming the feature exists on this one. I believe it does, but I can't validate that until we fly it outside.
And you have to be in speed 3 for that to work.
Yep. Otherwise, it invalidates the option. Yep. Okay. All right. So hopefully we answered all your questions. And the biggest questions for me are, you know, along the lines of, is this going to fly half as good as the Bell 206? Okay. Because RC Era keeps putting them out and they keep winning. okay? I was annoyed with this build, but I'm not annoyed with the way it looks now. It looks really, really good. And this is small, guys. Make no mistake, it is small. And look at the handles and stuff. I mean, that is absolutely fantastic amount of detail. And there was a lot of detail when it came out of the box, to be fair. So get one from the links in the video description below. You'll support Brian Phillips RC. You'll support the partners that send these things to us so we can review them. And then also, if you want to support us in a monthly way, you can do Patreon or YouTube members. Thanks for being members if you are members. And then super thanks for one-time donations. And then PayPal if you don't want to be part of those groups. We totally get it. At the end of the day, we just throw those out there because people ask all the time. But if you're just wanting to support us in the conventional ways, buy the planes, helicopters, quads, VTOLs, and leaf blowers that we put in the video description below, and you will be supporting Brian Phillips RC with financial contributions from the companies that we work with. But never think that we're going to tell you what they want us to tell you necessarily. I mean, we're going to say the things that, make sense, but we are not marketing agents for these companies like we are on the payroll or something like that. I don't care what brand it is, as long as it's awesome, okay? We do want all the brands to succeed. If everything was great, we wouldn't exist on YouTube because you would just buy whatever they marketed and it would come to you and it would work perfect and there'd be no problems ever. But we live in Realityville, and in Realityville, sometimes you have to spend an hour building these things. And that might be more than you can bear. But I would suggest you bear it because this thing looks awesome. Okay. You already saw the flight. I have it. I'm itching to do it. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching and come back for more.